What's up guys? In this video I'm going to be changing the tire on my one wheel. I just want to show you guys that you don't have to be a really big huge dude to change out one of these tires. You just got to use a little bit of physics. So in this video I'll be changing out my Dunlop KT6 for the Hoosier 11x6x6. So to change the tire on one of these one wheels, you need some tools. First, you need a 3mm Allen wrench, which I have on my drill here. And then you need a 1/4 inch Allen tool for the big bolt right here. You need a Phillips head screwdriver. And then to pop the bead on my tire, I'm just going to use these vice grips that I got from Home Depot. I think these were like 15 bucks. It'll make popping the bead on this tire so much easier. And then you just need like a bike pump or some kind of air pump. Alright, so first we're just going to start by removing the bolt under the front foot sensor. So this is the battery back here, and then this is the microprocessor or whatever. So just go ahead and remove all these bolts right here. And then you're going to flip the board over, and then you're going to remove these two screws, or in my case I got to remove my flight fenders. So from here, you're going to remove the sensor. Now to remove the foot pad sensor, you want to unscrew this little bottom part right here, not here. First time I did it, I unscrewed this and I tried to pull out the wire, and I pulled out all the wires from the harness. So turn this one counterclockwise. It's like a little locking ring, and then once you have that, you can remove your foot pad. Flip your board back over. And then from here you can remove the bottom plate. Then you're going to want to remove this cover right here. Now you're going to unscrew this sensor right here. Pull this out. And then to remove these, you just pull this little white tab back. And then you're going to push this until sometimes you can hear a little click. And then that means it's released, and then you can kind of wiggle it out. Yeah, you hear that little click? Once it clicks, you can kind of just wiggle this connector out. Same thing with this side. I kind of broke the connector on this one, but you can still push it and remove it out. Once you got this disconnected, you're going to take these little, use your Phillips head and remove these little screws right here. These are just little like retainer clips that hold the wires in place. So once you get this out, just put the screw back in so you don't lose the screw, and just put it to the side. Same thing on this side. On this side there's only one, this side there's two of them. Alright, once you got these retainer clips out, you can flip your board over and then unscrew these two screws right here. Flip it over and do the other side. Alright, once you got the screw off, you can remove the tire from the one wheel. Just gonna move these little wires around, and the one wheel should just drop out. Pull this out. There you go. Now you got your one wheel out. I like to wrap this inside the hub just to make sure it doesn't get damaged, and just put some tape over it to keep it from moving around. I'll just do that to kind of hold it down, and then flip it over. Just gonna let out all the air. I've seen some videos online where they pull out the stem, but you really don't need to do that. Just let out all the air. Alright, so next we're gonna pop the bead off this tire. So I'm just gonna use my clips right here, and I'm just gonna put the clips on either side of this tire as close to the rim as possible, like this, and then like this. I'm gonna put these right next to each other, and then just start pushing. As you can see, I got the little clamp like right by the tire, like this, and I'm just gonna start clamping until the bead pops on it. And there you go. The bead is off. Well, it's off on this side, as you can see. So once you got the bead off one side, I'm gonna use this these clamps again. But this side, put it on the rim, and then put this side on the actual tire, and just pull it off the rim. Now you got the beads off on both sides. Alright, so once you got both beads popped on both sides, the way to get these tires off the rim is, you see on this hub, the other side where it doesn't have these connectors, this side, you can see on the inside there's a little groove on the hub, and this side you can see it doesn't have it. So the trick to get the tire off is you want to collapse your tire and then get one part of your bead inside that groove, or as much of the tire inside that groove as possible, and just squeeze it, and you'll see this side is starting to open up, and then you just flip it through like that, and then the other side is pretty much the same. You just get it kind of in that groove right there, and then you can just pull out the whole hub just like that. So I found the easiest way to get the tire on the hub is just kind of collapse the wheel into itself like this, and then do the same on the other side. So you get like this little, I don't know, weird looking tire shape looking thing. So the Hoosier is a unidirectional tire, so it doesn't really matter which way you want to go. So I'm just going to put it like this. I'm going to grab the hub right here, and then I'm going to try to get this little groove, or this tire inside this groove. I'm going to put my knee on here, and I'm going to try to hold it there as best as I can, and then just kind of push it onto the tire. Bang, you got both sides of the tire in there already, and then just once you get it in, just kind of pop it out. Alright, so now that's good enough to start airing up. And that was the second bead. So once you get that aired up, pull it out. I'm just gonna let out some air for now, because these really shouldn't be aired up that high. Because especially on a brand new tire, if it's a bigger tire like the KT6, if it's aired up to like 20-30, you're not gonna be able to get it on the board. So now the hard part's done. We're just gonna reverse everything and put the tire back on the one wheel. I'm just gonna thread this little cable right into this groove again before you place the wheel into the one wheel. Go like just gonna go ahead and put in these big fat bolts just to hold the one wheel in place. Next, I'm just going to put these little wire guide things back in. And then next, you're just going to plug everything back in. Push this in until you hear a little click. Right there. And then push this white thing in. Put this clip in. And then you're going to plug this one into the middle plug, not the one with the little yellow retainer ring, because that's your foot sensor. So this one, there's a little notch. You just line it up. Goes in there. Once it's in, you're going to turn this little ring to the right to lock it in. So before we put it on the bottom plate, we're going to put this little plastic thing back in. Alright. Now we can slide the bottom part back in. I'm just going to go ahead and put a couple of these screws in because I know nothing else is going to be changing. So I know since I'm using one of these power drills, I got to make sure these screws are properly threaded before I use this. Otherwise I'll strip screws or strip the threads. Alright, now flip it over. Now we're going to put our front foot pad back on. Goes like this. Once it's plugged in, make sure you turn the locking ring to the right. Put these little tiny screws in right here. I'm going to go ahead and put on my flight fenders just to hold this thing in place. And then just put the rest of the screws in. So at this point we're pretty much done with the tire change. The last thing to do is we're going to just check this board to see if everything's working. So I'm going to check the front foot pad, engage both sensors, and it is moving. Take one finger off. Everything is done. So I hope you found this video helpful. As you can see, the tire change is really not that hard of a thing to do. Once you do it a couple times and you figure out the little tips and tricks. Having these little vice grip things really help to get the bead off, because I think without these vice grips, getting the bead off the tire initially is the hardest part. After that, if you know a couple little tricks, you can use physics to get this thing on. So I hope you found this video helpful, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you have any tips and tricks or any ideas or tips to make this process even easier than what I just did. So hope you like this video. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. It really helped me out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.